Hey guys, I'm Gary Pope from Late to the Table, and I'm just going to be going, I guess you could say, off the cuff. I'm going to leave this almost unedited, unless if I really feel like it when I sit down. We'll find out. But I'm going to go over some channel updates that we're going to be going over the next few weeks. There's a few things I want to get over. First off, why I was gone. I was gone because I wasn't exactly gone is actually the best way to put it. I've been actually working on a lot of stuff, and if I was to actually show you a track record of everything I've been doing since I've started the channel to now, you would see that I actually was still consistently putting out a video or two every single week. So that's the funny thing, is that there's been little activity on this channel, but I've been very active. If anything, actually, I've been putting more hours into videos since I've stopped working on this channel. But just to fill you guys in what's been going on over the past few months, I was a Dice, well, not was, but I still am a Dice Tower contributor. The thing is that I put that on the side because it was taking up a lot of time, but for a few months I was purely just making Dice Tower board game breakfast related videos and a couple of other things on the side. I was working on a top 100 video, not top 100, top 10 video, and that soaked up a ton of time, and that was kind of when I stopped making videos for this channel. The reason why was because I had to record that video 4 times with a bunch of mistakes I kept making every single time, and it got to the point where after a while I literally ditched the original video editing program that I was using, which was Sony Vegas, and then I just adopted Adobe Premiere at the time. So I'm actually using Adobe Premiere now. And during that process, I purely was trying to just get that top 10 done. And I'm not joking. It took me from like the beginning of December, mid-December, until I think the episode was, not the episode, but the top 10 was released midway February. Now, that entire time I wasn't learning Adobe, but it was just like, it was just a headache. So it wasn't learning Adobe was a headache, but just that top 10 in general was a headache because I was trying to get down a lot of tricks in Adobe. I wasn't trying to do just the simple things. I was also trying to do like lower thirds, animations, figure out how things move and stuff like that. And I wanted to make it look good. I didn't want to just be like, okay, I made an Adobe Premiere video and then call it a day. I want to actually make it look pretty good. So that was a while of my time. And then also during that entire process, I was working on a new show that I've been working on, which is Game All Night. And now in Game All Night, it's a show that I make it with Chris Whitpan. He's the host, and I'm basically the director, producer, whatever, where I'm in the background. I'm doing all the tech stuff, getting all the slides working, the video transitions, all the background stuff working and stuff like that. So I've been working on that literally since, I'd say, about December. So during December to February, and actually till technically now, I've been just doing the Dice Tower contribution stuff and Game All Night, really, and the occasional little thing for Late to the Table. The occasional thing being, like, if you follow me on social media, you would have noticed I put out a couple things here and there, like Clash of Clans videos, and I'm actually getting ready to release that soon, actually, and a couple other little things. But for the most part, yeah, this channel has been quiet, but I want to stop that and bring it back now that I'm kind of in a groove of everything. I got Adobe Premiere definitely down at this point, and also when it comes to Game All Night, we got all the kinks worked out in that. We got to the point now where it's not me sitting in my room recording the show for like 12 hours and then having to edit the show, and that takes like 8 hours. That literally was my week. That was my weeks for a while, was like for a good month and a half. Every week I was probably investing like 20 hours into this show. But now it's more down to like, we have it down to, I think last night we recorded 2 episodes in 3 hours. And then after that, I'm able to edit that video in like maybe 2-3 hours or something like that. So it's a lot less time than it was before. So now I can actually come back to doing this. So on to what we're actually doing with this channel now that's new. Sorry for that little rant on what's been going on for a while. What's going to be new? I'm going to be changing the logo. I'm going to be adding animations to intros, stuff like that. I think I have a theme song that I even want to go with. I just need to double check and make sure that it's copyright free, royalty free music, which I'm pretty sure it is. Everything I've seen so far has said it is. So, but it seems almost like too good of a song to be royalty free, and it fits the channel. So I was like, pray that it is royalty free, so I'm gonna still double check with that. Worst case scenario, then I'm absolutely screwed. Not really, but so that's gonna be new things with the channel. We have a bunch of new videos I'm gonna be coming out with. I already have a bunch of ideas. If you guys have any ideas that you'd like to see, if there's anything where you've seen it and you want to actually see in a video form, let me know. I'm definitely always interested in new ideas. But some like ideas I've been bouncing around, and I also am going to be remaking old videos. And that's another thing. I've still been actually recording videos. I just haven't been editing them. Recording videos for me is I don't almost consider it work. The editing is almost what I consider work. So when I record things, I sometimes record it and I don't edit it. But or sometimes I'll record it and I feel like it's not that entertaining or that good of information, so I might ditch it. But I think I'm going to just start releasing them anyways. I feel like it's better than nothing, and some of them are really helpful tips and stuff. But some things I'm coming out with in the future and in the very near future is I know I'm going to be finally going over how to use the Game Crafter site. Even though I didn't receive the project itself because of copyright issues, I did still use the site enough to actually give a tutorial. So you're going to see a tutorial, but you're not going to see the end product. But I mean, everyone uses it, and you would have seen the site go out of business by now if it wasn't good. I also used another site to make I used another site to also make playing cards, and I can't honestly, I can't remember the name of the site off the top of my head. It's that random of a thing. I'm going to be showing people how to make custom playing mats. I'm literally, I have a copy. It's not up here. It's probably in my car, but I have literally a copy of I remade Secret Hitler into Secret Sith and Secret Voldemort. I might just do a breakdown video of that. I was supposed to do this months ago for the Jack Vows Memorial Fund, but I got way too caught up in time. I recorded a good amount of it, but I had no time to make it and edit edit a video at the same time. It was just a bit too much. The other things I'm going to be making videos of is I'm probably going to be making videos of how to make your own little of those yin Chinese coins for like Rising Sun. Oh, a big one is I made a I mistitled it as a mini legacy. Technically, it's a mini campaign. Technically, because you're not destroying anything or damaging your copy or anything like that. But I did make a mini legacy of Rising Sun. I wrote basic rules and how to make it up on BGG, but I'll show you guys how to make a premium version here. Just viewers' discretion is with that one. There's obviously some PC, not so PC things in it. In my version, I used Chinese envelopes and stickers. But technically the game's Japanese, so obviously that there's an issue there. And the funny thing is that I didn't even notice until it arrived in the mail, and I was like, oh, those are two different cultures. But other things. Oh, there's a bunch of there's a bunch of Kingdom Death Monster things I could go over. I received some things from Etsy in the mail that we could go over that with. There's also an older trick that I showed a while ago that can actually apply to Kingdom Death Monster very well. I can also go over how to, there's a few Etsy sites I've just been using in general that I want to maybe give some love to because they are great sites, and they have some very great products on their sites as well. I'm also going to be going over box inserts, my reviews on them. I received a canvas bag. I'm listing things at this point. I just realized that there's a whole backlog of stuff that I just remember now. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming to the channels, guys. So it's good for weeks. And the funny thing is that if I just go over my previously recorded stuff and I don't make any new recordings, that stuff alone is probably good enough to make probably a solid 2 months worth of content weekly without making anything new. So there's a lot of things to come. Hopefully I'll be able to go for a longer run this time without running out of it was both a combination of me running out of things and then I also got busy. That was me being busy was actually probably the bigger part, because if I took off like a week or two, I could easily have came back with a lot more things. But yeah, we'll be back with all that stuff. Also, if you haven't already noticed, I've actually technically dropped my sponsors with Top Shelf Gamers, and I'm also going to be dropping my sort of sponsorship with my local game store. There's no problems or nothing like that. It's just that with Top Shelf Gamer, the only thing that's wrong with that is that I've realized that I'm not that much of a help to them, I guess is the best thing to put it. I bought a whole bunch of their products, and I was going to review a bunch of their products, and then the thing is with those is that I can't seem to, some of them I've already made videos for, or they're on the side and stuff like that, and I guess the best way to put it is that I don't have enough stuff from them that I can express like an entire video for, or that's something different than other things. So that's almost kind of Now, also, one other quick little update is I'm actually dropping all current sponsors. The reason why is in those two sponsors are technically Top Shelf Gamers and my local game store, well, not local, but like my local game store, the Portal. And the reason why I'm dropping those sponsors is because with Top Shelf Gamers, they're great guys, great people. I've met them in person, had contacts a couple times now I think about it. And the only reason why I had to drop is that it's just I don't feel like I'm that much of a use for them. Whenever I'm going out and getting their products and stuff like that, I'm not entirely always able to directly review them, or some of the products are. I guess the best way to put it is that they have great products. I'm not sure how I can be of use and make a good review, preview video and stuff like that. Some of the products are, I guess you could say, it speaks for itself. Like if I got an insert from them, what would I do for that? They already have tutorial videos on how to make the inserts. Everyone already knows the inserts are great. There's already reviews for them. And when I try making content, I want to try usually making different content, or at least something that isn't already out there. Things that already exist in a lot of, I don't like repeating those just to have it on my channel. So that's one of the things that I'm realizing with Top Shelf Gamers. Great people, great products. You definitely should go buy their stuff. I still buy their stuff, so definitely recommend them still. And the reason why I'm dropping the Portal is this one's actually more of an important one. And this also still reflects back on. And one last little update is I'm actually technically going to be dropping all of my current sponsors. The reason why is that it's nothing wrong with the sponsors, both of them being Top Shelf Gamers and my local game store, the Portal. The reason why is that with my channel, one thing I want to do with this, I guess you're going to call it the second season, is that I want to, I guess I want to say I want to make the channel a little bit more adult. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be swearing up, down, and stuff like that. Like, I'm having a natural conversation with you guys right now, and I'm not swearing at all. But there are some moments where I might want to say, like the crap, or like damn, or bastard, or stuff like that. And it won't come out in like tutorial videos and how-tos and stuff like that often. But in the future, one thing I definitely want to start doing, or I want to start doing, like skit videos. Which is something which might be different with the second season of the show. It'll be tips, tricks, and you'll also see skits. They will also somehow still be applied to tips and tricks, but I want to have a little bit more fun with this channel is the best way to put it. If you've been watching me on social media, I did release a Clash of Clans preview video. And in that one, I'm like super serious. It looks like it's going to be a movie. So I want to kind of do stuff like that, but I still want to be related to tips and tricks. I just want to freshen up the things, like how other channels do it. Like no pun included, at the beginning of their reviews, they have a skit. Shut up and sit down. They always have skits in their videos and stuff like that. So it's like I want to incorporate those things more. And while I still can technically make them family friendly, it's just that I would like to have the option to not. If I'm like looking at two different edits of a video and one has swears and one doesn't have swears, I would hate to have to ditch the one that has swears if it was funnier. But if the one that doesn't have swears is obviously funnier, then I'm going to stick with that, of course. I'm not just going to be trying to swear just to blatantly swear. But I would just like to have that option. And I'd just like to give you guys a heads up on that as well. So while the channel for the most part is still going to be family friendly, I guess you could say is that when I'm doing skits and stuff like that, or jokes or whatever, it might become a tiny bit more adult. It's not going to be anything crazy, and I also don't want to be dropping F-bombs either. That's definitely a no-no on this channel. Oh, and one last update. I'm actually curious. It's more of a question, and let me know in the comments down below about this one. So the two things I actually want to know about in the comments down below on this one is what is your take on new things that you want to see? And the other thing, this is my big one, is I was thinking about doing a podcast. Now, with this podcast, I'd be doing things a little bit differently. One would be, now for tips and tricks, that I'd be probably going over new and old tips and tricks. And also ones that don't feel like justify having an entire video for me to spend in like a half a day editing a video, making a video for it. So I might just do a quick one in the podcast. But the main thing I want to do in this podcast is actually not, it is technically tips and tricks, but different. One of my dreams and one of my, I guess you almost say, end goals in all of this is I want to own a board game cafe. And one thing that I'm noticing in my investigation and research, because I've been researching this for about a month or two now, heavily researching it in the past month or two now, is that there's no direct resource for it. And what I mean by that is that there's things you could look up for restaurant tips and how to start and business related things and all those details, but there's nothing for board gamers. Like with Jamie Stegmaier, if you want to look up Kickstarter stuff, you just go to his blog and you can start from the beginning of his blog, get to the end of his blog, and you are a pro. You know everything you need to know about Kickstarters. You need no other sources, literally. It's good to get other sources, but you'd be perfectly fine just going to Jamie's blog. But there isn't anything like that for stores and cafes for board gamers. So that's one thing that I was thinking about doing with this blog, and almost doing it from like a and also just to help myself so I can understand things better and research things better and have a better understanding. And if I get things wrong, that people can correct me and I can correct it on the podcast and stuff like that. But I want to literally go through steps like one until the day I open up a cafe and have you guys join that experience with me. It won't be like almost like a thing where you'd have to base your experiences off of mine, where it's like, oh, Gary did this in so amount of years or whatever, and I didn't do it in that many years, so I'm like really screwing up. But I just really wanted to show like a step line from like the beginning to the end, and and the thing is that I listen to a lot of business podcasts, and one thing that they do, and this is what I want to do differently with this, and this is the questionable part of it, is that they sacrifice it trying to be interesting, but they give you less information. So they'll say like the second something tax related comes up, or the second numbers come up, or something like that, they want to shy away from that because that's not interesting to viewers. In my opinion, that stuff is very crucial and it's very important. I think that needs to be in the podcast, needs to be said, needs to be heard, every detail of it. So it's like, I mean, like if I'm listening to this podcast and I want information, it'd be awesome if I hear about this tax thing or hear about this information thing, and then I just hear it. I don't have to then be like, oh, now I got to write it down in my notes and then research it later. So that's one of the things I actually want to do is, in my opinion, I would be happier if one person opened up a store because of the podcast, and obviously if I opened up a store because of me just doing it in general. As opposed to me getting like 10,000 people listening to the podcast, but no one's opening stores because they don't have the correct information. They don't have all the information that they need. So this is something that I'm curious about. I'm curious if you guys are interested in it as well. I mean, whether if you are interested in opening up a cafe, I'm doing a cafe personally, so I'd be giving information on specifically cafes, but I guess it could kind of help with running a store as well. I'm curious if you guys are interested in that, and if you'd like that. If you guys are, I was thinking about maybe doing that in like a few weeks, get the whole podcast thing down, get everything else under wraps and under the way, and I could do that on the side. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that. And I've been rambling for a while, so I think that's it, guys. I'll try to keep updates to a minimum and low next time. I might do a Q&A, maybe, in the coming weeks, maybe like another week or two when I start releasing videos weekly again. I'll probably do a Q&A too. But besides that, guys, thanks for watching, and it's glad to be back. It feels great. Oh, yeah, one last thing. I keep saying one last thing. You guys are like probably saying like, hey, Gary, remember Board Game Breakfast, how you was like switching over to a white background and you was kind of ditching this whole look? Yeah. I it's funny. I was liking the white background a lot. The problem is that requires a lot of space. Now, when it comes to space, I'm moving in like 2 months or something like that. And I don't think I'm going to have a lot of space, so I think I'm kind of like stuck with this whole situation here. This is going to be changing probably in the next couple months, but in general, I think this is the look that I gotta go with because of space, and I mean, I guess it is also the signature look at this point. I mean, the whole white background was cool, and I was trying to make it look more professional, but hey man, I like this. So it's good to be back, guys. It's good to be back. So until next time, guys, I'm Gary Pope from Late to the Table, and see you later. Peace. And of course, nowadays you got to make like an end screen caption thing, right? I mean, you either gotta go with the photo or you gotta go with the whole video where someone points to stuff like this saying, hey, check out these videos right here if you want to see more, and there's more down here. No, this is going to be the button to, I think, to subscribe or something like that. So you probably should hit this button, or you should hit that button all the way down the bottom right corner. And also, you should probably also hit the bell if you want to be notified. That's even better. But and if you want to even go even further than that, you hit the like button too. Those also work too. But that's usually how these work, right?